to have the requirement contact. Okay, you get the requirements from your prospects or clients. So on ConRep, we term the customers in two different levels, that is prospects and clients. Prospects are your probable customers. Okay, once you find a placement and start a billing relationship with them, you turn the prospect to a client. Okay, and clients are those who are already in business relationship with you, like billing. Already you are in billing with them, and you already have established a contact with them, and you are billing them, and they're paying you. So prospects are clients who are generally sending you the requirements. Okay, before entering the requirement, you need to tag a requirement to that particular contact from where you are receiving these requirements. Okay, and vendors are basically your cop to cop who source your profiles for the requirements. Okay, who are below you, where they are going to bill you and you're going to pay them. Those we categorize as vendors. Okay, so all your clients and prospects are listed in the clients and prospects application. Okay, prospects or clients application. You maintain your prospects and prospect contacts, client and client contacts. For them, you're tagging a requirement. Okay. So to add a requirement, we have a new page here. Okay, any application you go, these icons remain same. Okay, any application you go, these icons remain same and they act according to the application. So for requirements, always a new page to add a new requirement to the system. So when you hit on the new page, it will open up a template, a form where you capture the requirement from your customer. That is nothing but a prospect or a client. So we have a categorization here, client or a prospect. You segregate the customer from this field. Okay, and all your client and prospects which are entered are listed in this drop-down list. So if you have selected client, all your clients are listed here. Okay, and if you want to see the entire list, you can go to view all option and you can see the entire list of clients in this drop-down. For every client, associated contacts are listed in the contacts application. For this Kaki staffing, you have the contacts. Okay, you can
quick question. Do we have to have the contact and company in there before we enter the requirement?
Can you come back, please?
Do we have to have the company or contact in the system before we enter the requirement?
Correct. I mean, okay. Because see, what happens is you have posted a requirement. For that particular requirement, we are doing a submittal, right?
Right.
To which contact we have to do the submittal? That is the question.
No. I meant, does the company information have to be in there? The client information have to be in before we enter the requirement?
Correct. Correct. Okay. So here, you can go to prospects application or client's application to add a contact. The same thing can also be performed, can be done from the same screen. Okay. We have given you the option here. Like if you want to add a new client, okay, we have an option called add new. Instead of getting into the other application, prospects or clients application, you can actually do the same activity from the screen too, directly on the requirement, add new requirement screen. So you have an add new option to add a client. And similarly, if you want to add a prospect, so all the prospects are listed here. Add new option also available for you to add a new prospect. Just click on this add new option. It will open up a template. Fill the form, the contact is added. Prospect and prospect contact is added. You capture the basic information about the prospect, the borderline information, and the contact information here. You can use add contact option to add some more contacts. This is a hyperlink here. Okay. You are tracking your prospect and prospect contact information from this application. Okay. So all the actions are available on the single screen itself, like while capturing the requirement. Okay. So the same can be performed going to the other application, but to simplify it, we have given you the option called add new here to capture the client or a prospect here. Okay. Yeah. So similarly, when you select a company prospect, all your prospect contacts are listed in the contacts information here. You select it and you enter the requirement information and you tag the particular requirement to that particular prospect or a client. Okay. You have a salesperson who basically will be an account manager or who basically deals with this particular prospect or a client. Okay. It is by default the login user So let's say if Kalpesh is entering the requirement, so Kalpesh name will be automatically populated in salesperson list. Okay. So you capture the basic information about the requirement here, like start date, position type, requirement code number is automatically generated by the system. It's a unique number, system generated unique number, which will give to every requirement which is posted. So you capture the pay rate, billing information, location, duration, and the immigration status required for this requirement, job title, primary skill sets required, and we have given you 2 fields to capture the entire requirement information, that is job description and job requirement, which will each fit in around 3,000 to 4,000 characters each. Okay, to capture the entire requirement information. Okay, if you want to tag your end client for this requirement, we have an option here called end client. If it is already listed, you can actually select it from the drop down list. If you want to add new, you can use an add new option here to add a new end client. Okay, while adding a requirement, same time the salesperson wants to assign it to a recruiter, he can do on the same screen itself while posting a requirement on Conrad. We have an option called add. It will list out all the recruiters information, the list here. Say if you want to assign it to Michael, just select Mike. And the moment you save it, the requirement is posted onto the system and it is assigned to the recruiter. Email notifications are sent to all the parties involved for this requirement. Okay, am I clear on this, Kalpesh and team?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, the moment you save it, all your requirements are listed here and you see the requirement on the top in the requirement list. So this is where all your requirements are there, just like an Excel sheet report. Okay, it is just a report. Okay, all the requirements are listed here. By default, we are showing as open status. Here is the filter. By default, filter is open status requirements. If a user wants to see the entire requirements, he can apply column filter here. Okay, so we have filters already available in place. If you want to see all the records, it will list out all closed requirements, on hold positions, everything. Okay, if you want to see and apply any filters, you can make use of this default filters. Like if you want to see last created 7 days records or your own requirements, not assigned requirements, you can use this, make use of filters and get to that job. Okay, and if you want to see the closed requirements, you also have a filter here. The same here. If you want to go to close requirements or cancel requirements, you can go and see those requirements. For every user, by default filter would be open status. Okay, so the moment you post a requirement, automatically the requirement is added here and it will be listed here, salesperson name. If the requirement is assigned to recruiter, it says it gives a flagging as assigned. If it is not assigned, it is giving a flagging as not assigned. By seeing this, a user can know which are the requirements which are assigned or which are not assigned. So we also have given the column filters here. Just the symbol indicates a column filter. You can apply a column filter here and you can actually see who are the recruiters who are currently assigned with this recruiter. This is one way of adding a requirement directly from the application. Okay. Here you have to add entire information manually, like you have to type the information or copy paste the information from some source and you have to create a requirement. The easiest way of adding a requirement generally will be from the Outlook. Most of the time requirements are on your emails. So the easiest way of adding a requirement would be from the Outlook. On the Outlook, we provide this add-ins, which we call as Conrad plugins. Using these plugins, you can simply add the requirement wherein the information from the email can be easily parsed onto the templates automatically by the system. It can easily be copied from the system. That will save time for the sales manager to post a requirement, to save a requirement onto the application. The same activity can be performed from the Outlook. I have a test requirement here for a senior Java developer position, and let's say this requirement and you have the contact information here. This requirement is from contact Shekhar, who is from Waptec. Okay, you got a requirement here to inbox, and you want to post this requirement. Salesperson wants to post this requirement on Conrep. Very simple steps to follow. You have an option button called Add Requirement. When you hit on Add Requirement, system would go and verify this contact and company's name in the prospect and clients list. System would go and verify this, whether this company is listed on Metasense Conrep, either in prospect or client. Okay. If it is not there, system would go and add the contact first, then it will give you a screen to add a requirement, which I'm going to show you. Just click on Add Rec. System is saying prospect record does not exist for this domain Waptec. Do you want to add the prospect? When I say yes, it is taking me to the prospects application. Okay, so automatically company's name, a division, okay, internal contact. Let's say if it's Kalpesh is doing, so Kalpesh names comes up here. Okay, company's information, contact Shekhar, contact at sales, his email ID, contact number, in the department. Okay. The moment you save it, the prospect is added and it will navigate to the add requirement screen. I'm not adding it. Once you save this, the prospect is registered on the system. Okay. The next screen would be add requirement screen, where you're tagging this requirement to this particular contact and the company. Okay. I'm not doing it. The next screen would be add requirement screen. Okay. So this is the add requirement screen. Okay, once you add it, automatically the next page would be this. So automatically it is prospect, and the company name will be Waptec, and contact name is Shekhar, and you see the entire requirement information on the right window. Okay, the position is for senior Java developer position. Okay, duration is 6 months, automatically tagged here. Location is Princeton, New Jersey. Requirement code. Okay, and this is the skill sets that you are looking at. Okay. If you think if any of the information is not copied, all that you need to do is just drag and drop this information here to the respective field. Okay. This is the same screen. This is the Outlook view, the add requirement screen. If you want to assign it to the recruiter, just assign it on this screen. The moment you save it, requirement is posted onto the system and it is assigned to Archie. Archie will get an email notification that this requirement is assigned to Archie. A copy is also sent to the salesperson about the requirement assignment. So this is a very simplest way of adding a requirement. If you have an email with a requirement, if you have a requirement on your email. Am I clear, Kalpesh?
Yeah, Rajesh, I have a question. This is Kalpesh.
Yes,
can you
Kalpesh.
able to add more than one recruiter in the assignment?
Yes, you can add. You have an add new option here. You can add as many as requirements recruiters here. If you have 100, you can go 100. There is no constraint.
I see. So just add and you can increase the names in there.
Yes. Add or delete option you can use, and you can do. Okay. If you failed to assign a recruiter here, you have just simply added the requirement. Okay. The other way of actually assigning a requirement is like just open the requirement. You have an option called recruiters. From there you can actually do the assignment. I'm going to show you. So here, a simple basic thing. Whenever you open a requirement is opened in a requirement tool screen. Any requirement you open, it is opened in a requirement tool screen. I can say a user can do his 99% of his day-to-day activity on the single screen. All the functionalities are available. Mass mails, internal submission, client submission, internal database search, external job board search, scheduling interviews. Everything is done on a single screen. The moment you open a requirement, it is on requirement tool screen. So let me open this very first requirement. This page is called requirement tool screen. So all the functionalities are available on the submit tab. Whenever you open a requirement, it is showing you the current status of the requirement. So this particular requirement has an internal submission. So it is showing internal submission. Current status is an internal submission. So the user has to be on the submit tab to see all the functionalities. So the focal point is submit. Okay. And if you failed to assign a recruiter there, you can just come to recruiters here section. If you want to assign, just assign. You can use the button called assign. You can use assign and remove option to assign and unassign the requirement here. Okay. For assignment and unassignment, system is triggering an email to the users. Okay. If you want to assign more than one recruiter, just select multiple recruiters. Use control option from your keyboard. Just hit on assign. A requirement is assigned to multiple recruiters. If you fail to assign a recruiter while adding a requirement, you can do it from the screen. If you want to see the complete requirement, in a recruiter point of view, if the recruiter wants to see the complete requirement information where the salesperson has posted, the same template is available here in this section called requirement, where you can actually see the complete requirement information. This is nothing but the add requirement screen page where a salesperson posted the requirement. He has filled this form. So recruiter can see the requirement information from this tab, complete requirement information. Okay. If a salesperson wants to edit the requirement here, you have an option called edit here. Open the requirement, click on the edit option here. You can modify the information the way you want. Okay, it is in an editable mode. Okay, so you can change whatever information that you would like to have. Let's say if it's for 5 positions, you can put 5 positions. The moment you save it, requirement is the modifications are changed to the system. Emails get notified to the parties involved for this requirement. Let's say if it is assigned to Archie, Archie get an email notification saying that this requirement, there's a change in the requirement. So she get an email notification. So she can actually know, okay, what are the changes done for this requirement. Am I clear, Kalpesh?
Yeah, we are good. Actually, if you can send an email to me and Archie just to look at it, how it comes for our, and then I'll send you back so you can share how it comes in the email.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to assign this requirement. Okay, I'll take a test requirement for our understanding. I don't want to assign it to anyone. Okay, I have a test requirement here. Let me assign to the recruiters. Okay, see here is the recruiters. There is a filter. If you want to assign, if you want to see all the users, active users, you can apply a filter here. Okay, let's say if you want to assign to another salesperson, you can actually do it from here. If you want to assign it to Kalpesh or Kunal and all, right? You can set the filter here accordingly. And let's say if you want to assign it to Kalpesh and Archie, then I assign. Okay, and if you want to see the email log, we have a section called user. Under user, you have an email log section. Okay. Go to the extreme right report all by date and email type. Here is the report. Okay, in email log, all by date and email log. Okay, you can see the complete log. Okay, so today's document triggers are requirement assigned. So number of emails, just click on this email. If you think that there's an email delay in the email, or maybe if you want to see real quick, okay, you can actually see that, see it from here. The same thing is also at your end, Kalpesh and Archie. So this is the complete requirement information. This requirement is assigned to Archie.
Excuse me, this is Chad Pulliam. My email address is in there wrong. My Gmail address is in there, and if I could, I'd like to have my Medicent address in the system.
Okay, if you want to change your email address, yeah, we can do it.
Correct.
Kalpesh, you have access to do the same thing from your end? Okay. Kalpesh.
Rajesh,
Chad.
I forwarded that email to you, so you can share that in the screen, that what it looks like
Sure.
to recruit.
Sure. 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 The same thing, what I've shown you on the email log, right? The same thing. Client name, job title, primary skill set, bill rate. All the information is captured here on the email. Okay. Chad, can you spell your email ID? I can have them changed right now.
Yes, it's cpolium@metasensusa.com.
Metasense INC USA or Metasense USA?
USA.
USA.com. It's perfect.
Done, Chad.
Thank you.
Okay. Kalpesh.
Yes.
Anything else, Kalpesh? Which you have missed? Which you have missed any yet?
If you can share that, how they can prioritize from the list of the requirements.
Yes. One moment.
Kalpesh, this is Dan. I have to jump off. I'll direct any questions to you later on this afternoon, okay?
That's fine, Dan. Thanks for
Okay, I'll call you in a couple hours. Thanks, Rajesh, for your time.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mike. Thanks for your time. Kalpesh.
Yes.
Kalpesh, I'm going to give you one more button here called requirement priority. Okay, so I can put it as low, high, and top priority. Okay, I can give you a record action. This is the button. Okay, so I also give you the same thing on the add requirement screen. Okay, they can set the requirement, and I can provide you one more column here. Okay, so they can see low, high, top, high, and low. Three variants, three flavors. They can just apply the column filter. They can segregate it accordingly. They can see the thing.
These are important for like Mike or like from the salesman who brings a requirement. They can assign it so we can work in that manner for them.
Correct. Very simple.
Mike?
If you want to see,
Mike?
Yeah, Mike has signed off. Mike. Yeah.
So
Kalpesh, for every column there's a column filter. Okay. So let's say I'll give you one more column like requirement priority. So in that, if you want to see the top priority, just apply the filter called top from this column filter. Okay. And you see all the top requirements, top priority requirements. Then again, if you want to segregate based on the salesperson, just apply the column filter again by salesperson. Just say if you want to see Michael Morgan's list, top priority list, top requirement list, you can actually segregate it. Very simple. Just like how you apply a filter in Excel, right? The same thing works here.
Right. Can you have the list as a part of the email body? Like if I want to email it to someone, take the existing list and they can click on the requirement and they can see they can go on our website and see the requirement. Like these are the requirements we have currently open.
We already have given the option here, Kalpesh, and I'm not sure. I think we have it on Archie's email.
Yeah, like you're talking about the email address at the bottom. C has the link. That's what
Correct. This will open up all the requirements. And the same thing we also have given you the option here. When you open a requirement here, the same link is available. And all the open requirements currently with MetaSense. When you go to web posting URL, you have a second. This is for the single requirement, for this requirement posting. And just copy paste this requirement here and then see all the open positions.
Can you show me what it shows there?
Publish requirements link.
Yogesh? Is Yogesh there or he left too?
No, I'm here.
Yogesh, do you
Hello?
So, yeah, do you see this? That's what you asked me to see if we can have all the requirement where we can take it and email it. So from here,
Right.
you can just copy paste in the email body and send the
Right.
requirement out, and they can click on it, and they will be able to see the requirement.
Perfect.
Yeah, open any requirement randomly. We have this link. Open any requirement
Right.
randomly. This link will be common in all the requirements. Okay.
And that will be published
And
to the web that will show all the requirements.
This
Yeah,
link
like
we
that.
generally provide when you want to post it from your website or any job board, right? We provide this link. Okay.
Mhm.
Let's say Yogesh, I'll take an example of a Java developer. You have a Java developer position. You want to post
Right.
this requirement on some job board. You posted
Right,
that
some
requirement.
pre-portals or whatever.
Posting
Right.
that
So we just
requirement, yeah.
uh-huh.
Yeah, for posting that requirement, you have this top requirement. This is an option for
Okay.
the Java developer position. Okay.
Right.
And you can add below that, you can add one more liner saying that if you want to see the other open positions with MetaSense, you can
Right.
go to the below link. So you can provide this
Okay.
link. So in that
Perfect.
way, you are posting your other open requirements with MetaSense. Not only
Right.
the single requirement.
Mhm.
Okay. This you can make use of this by posting. If we also have an option, we see it on Archie's or Kunal's signature. If you go and see them, there's an option there where below the signatures there is an option. When they click on that link, they can see the same options, all these requirements. Yeah.
Right.
So the user, okay, the recipient, okay, if
Mhm.
the job seeker, when
Right.
he sees the requirement here, if he wants to apply or if he wants to send it to any of his friends or any of his colleagues,
Right.
click on this link. So this is the complete requirement information. He can apply using this option, apply for this requirement.
Perfect.
Or he can email it directly from here. The
Correct.
recipient I'm saying. Okay, he can put his address, he can specify his friend's address or any of his colleagues' address, and he just simply
Right.
forward this requirement to them. So they can also apply for this position.
Right.
That's the beauty of this link.
Perfect.
Okay.
Now, can we able to get a CC of this that he forwards to his friend, that we can able to get a CC of it, that he sent it to him?
I have to
That we-
verify that functionality actually. I have to verify.
No, you
that
cannot.
functionality. That's a good question.
Yes.
I'll make a note of it.
So that way, what we can do is, if somebody sending to their friend, at least we can follow up with the friend from there on. It's a lead we
Correct.
got.
Valid. That is valid question. I'll verify that for you, Yogesh.
Sure.
going
Every time
forward.
somebody emails, we should get some alert on it. All right. That
But when
sounds
they
good.
apply, you get an email.
Sure.
When they apply for the requirement, right?
Yes.
When they apply using this link, right? You get an email.
Right. Right.
Apply
Right.
for this
Or
requirement, you apply, you get an email. For this, you have an
Then-
option. It's already in place. I have to verify this CC when they forward to somebody else.
Right,
That's a
auto
good
CT is,
question.
yeah, that comes, so that way we get some work on it.
Huh. Okay.
I was seeing
And
when
if you want-
when you're opening up all active recruiters, I mean, you're seeing all the candidates we have hired on there. Why is that?
I've just put an active employees.
Yeah, but I see all
I
the
have-
candidates in there.
I'll show you. I have put all
Yeah.
the active employees. So if you put
Right.
administrative all, right? Administrative active,
Okay. Right.
it will be only your companies, your internal
Okay.
employees.
One was all active with MetaSense right now, so that's
Correct.
what it showed to be
Active
before.
with Meta.
Okay.
Correct.
Kalpesh will
These are
know
all
how to add everything, right? Manage this list. How do we manage this
He'll
list?
manage this list.
If we need to add more employee on it, how do we do that?
Kalpesh sends a request to us whenever you are adding a new employee, you are hiring a new person to the system, right? When we assign a license to him.
Yeah.
That is.
So we want to change it to who's the sales guy and who's the recruiter, so that way at least the system knows.
System knows already, because while creating a login, right, we get a role also with while creating a user credentials on the system. While assigning a license to the system, we get a role.
Right.
So we assign the role, and the privileges are applicable to that particular role. The privileges are already in place. The same privileges are seen. The restrictions, I mean, the authorizations are automatically copied to that particular login.
Okay.
So you as a recruiter, you have your own activity reports, your own activity login, the access modules and everything. It's everything in place. So while creating, once we assign the role, right, it is automatically the system takes care of all those things. System is smart enough to handle all those. Okay, and if you want to broadcast this requirement, we have a mass mailing functionality here that I will show you in the next functionality, the next session. But I want to just give you a glimpse of that. You have an option here called email. We have a different list like list 1, 2, 3, mailing list 1.
How many
where you can?
How many maximum can we send out?
Exactly, I don't know the arrangement, what is with Metasense and Conrad, but for every client, minimum is 30,000 we give for all the clients. 30,000 a day.
30,000 a day we can.
50,000 or 1 lakh. What is the arrangement? I don't have the clue now.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
1 lakh.
20,000, 50,000, 100,000. That's fine. Yes.
Yeah.
But that way, I mean,
1 million.
Sales guy can use their own mailing list to shoot out to the candidates they have worked with them previously, so it's easier for them to manage their requirements gets filled up.
Correct.
Yes.
So these are the templates. When you hit on these templates, all your contacts are pulled up here. The ready-made email is automatically created by the system. Okay, you have to just verify it. So dear partner, please submit the reply to your email ID, position name, duration, and job description. And the subject is automatically created by the system along with the requirement code number. If you want to modify any information here, click on the edit content. It is in editable mode. You can modify accordingly. Below is the signature. Once you update the signature on the system, automatically the signature comes up here below the email body.
Right.
Okay.
So you're suggesting we should be all using Outlook for email, so this will be easy to merge everything versus what we are currently using? Because we don't want to go jump from emails to emails or system to system. I mean, program to program to work this thing. We want to make this as a primary thing, and everybody should be working out of this primary. Versus right now, what we are doing is we are using our email address and we are shooting each other emails with Excel files. So we want to cut that out and we want to use the system.
Yes. You can do as many number of emails. You can send it across to the system. Okay, there's no limitation. But
you suggest Outlook will be the best bet to use with this Conrad system, correct?
No, without Outlook also you can work. Outlook also you can work. We have just provided you the shortcut keys here that called as plugins, because most of the time you're on emails, right? So when you hit on the home screen, you're directly on the home screen, of course.
Right. Okay.
You're directly on the home screen. When you hit on the home screen, just click on the home screen. You're directly on the login screen of Conrad.
Okay.
So it will avoid you to give your user ID and password.
Right. So we just want to make it simpler, where we can connect our Metasense email with Conrad. Right now, I'm looking at the Outlook.
Be connected.
Use our email.
Yes. See, all your outgoing emails can be through Conrad. You wish? All your outgoing emails, you can do it from the Outlook or from the Conrad. Replies will be to your inbox. You can see it on your Outlook. Okay? So if you want to add a new contact, let's say if you want to add a new mass mailing contact, you can just simply select that same email, click on add to list. So we have various lists here. So you can point it to which list you want to add this contact. So email the contact information is automatically copied onto the email template.
Right. No, the question was, I mean, we are not on Microsoft Outlook. I don't know if everybody is, because we use the company that Jatin has set up. So can we be able to put that email into this, or we should be working through this Outlook process? Because I see it's much simpler to use it, Outlook, versus what we are using our emails.
Okay, because we have the plugins only on Outlook, Yogesh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we have to, everybody should go on Outlook system then.
Correct. Because as of we have, I can say 90%, 95% of the users will use Outlook.
Yes.
For any client, right? 95% of the users
right.
are using it because we have the plugins that we have done on Outlook.
Right.
So if you have Outlook, I can have the plugins installed on your PC. But you need to have a login with contact.
Right. It makes it much simpler and it's much more efficient that way. Much more time savings if we use the Outlook to do this.
Correct.
Especially for the sales guy as well as the.
Yes. Yeah. Go ahead, Yogesh. You're asking me something. Sorry.
No, the Outlook would be the best bet to do it versus the email addresses, the email vendors we are using right now. So we should everybody should move to Outlook. That was one of my suggestions. Then would be easier.
Yes.
To
I think most of your users have the Outlook plugins are already in place.
It's already in place. Okay.
Everything. Yeah, already in place. If you don't have, just integrate your mailing mail server with Outlook, and you can see all your emails on your Outlook. We have you can have the plugins installed, and you can do it. So this add to list will be to your mailing list. So you have the contacts, your company name, first name, email ID, and contact number. Email ID is the primary thing that you need to track. Okay. So you can add as many number of contacts to your list.
Right.
You get hundreds and hundreds of emails pouring in, day out. Right. You can maintain your own list. A simple thing, click on add to list, you have the contact. In 2 seconds you can add one contact. Point it to the list which is available for you, I mean which is given, the provision is given for you. Just point it to the, let's say if it is given to list 1, just point it to list 1 and save it. That's it. That's all you have to do.
That's a very easy, very nice.
2 seconds you can add one contact.
Definitely.
Just making sure that you add 10 contacts or 15 contacts a day. By end of the month, you can see a good number of contacts to your list. So the moment you start your day, flash your requirement. By mid of the day or by end of the day, you can get responses.
No, perfect. Now this thing, I mean, so far, I mean, last 45 minutes, we have learned the sales process for the sales guys who can put all the requirements into the system. Now we need to run another session in the future for the recruiters. How do they do the process for the submissions, interviews, and all the process?
All the functionalities are available in the single screen, Yogesh. That's what
it's all on the single screen, right? So
this is the thing is all my recruiters need to be point is submit. Be it a salesperson or be it a recruiter, this screen remains same. All the functionalities are available. Yes.
Now on the left, I says under the requirement submissions and interviews and stuff. How does the recruiter follow that process?
Very simple. Whatever actions that you're doing it, right, Yogesh? Whatever actions that you're doing on the screen, right? The same thing is updating in this application. We're just showing it as a report. That's it.
Right.
Whatever
so
actions
can the recruiter submissions and interviews so they can follow up with all their clients so that way they don't forget. Right now we are doing all our
the email. All the interviews here. All the interviews you can see it from here.
Right. Yeah.
See,
so everybody can watch.
You're performing. Yeah. Correct. Whatever actions that you're using, right here, Yogesh. Whatever actions that you're doing. Let's say if you're doing internal submissions or client submission, right? You're showing just in the reports.
Reports, perfect.
If you want to see the entire submissions, you can see. Just click on the submissions here. It will give you all the submissions done for MetaSense.
Now, can we? I mean, can we pull out the history on Excel file? I know there's a way to do it. How do I mean, like,
we can do
pull out all my submissions, placements, interviews if I want to Excel file? Yes.
We can do it. We can do it. But the only thing, this restriction is only given at an executive management level. If the executive management is okay, and we can give the access to other roles also.
But just for management level. No, Kalpesh or somebody else. So it's easier for us. Yes.
Yeah, they can pull it. So here on requirements, any application you go, you have an option called import or export. The print option is to print or to export it onto a .csv or Excel sheet file. Click on the print icon here and export it. If you have authorization, you can actually export it to an Excel sheet, to an Excel sheet.
Perfect. Yes. That's what I was looking for. Yeah.
And for every requirement, we are giving you the activity. Okay. For this requirement, how many are client submissions, rejections, how many? Okay, total number of positions, total submissions done, internal rejections, how many? Internal interview schedules are how many? So every requirement, we are giving you the count here. So that will give you a snapshot. Just for a quick look to know, okay, how many requirements for this requirement, how many submissions are done, how many are client submissions, how many are internal submissions, how many are interviews. A quick snapshot, you can get it from here.
Perfect, yes. This is what I was looking for.
Kalpesh.
Can you pause that, Rajesh? Yeah, can you slide it, scroll to the right, please? All right, so basically, Yogesh,
yes.
We've been asking the information, you anytime, any moment, you need to know what are the requirements and where we stand. If
where we stand on every
the
client.
application, and if you implement everybody to use this, then you don't need to call anyone. It will be right here.
No, that's the reason we want to do it, because we'll be dealing with 20 different clients and 50 different candidates. We won't know. This will help us. Everybody will know exactly what, who, where is. That way we don't forget any candidate or client requirements.
And if you need some custom report, Rajesh can be, put it together. It may be already exist. It may be already exist.
This is a standard report, Kalpesh, but if at a user level, if they want to modify this and customize it, like if they want to put salesperson next, client in the first, they can actually use this button called personalized. They can arrange the columns for their login.
Right.
Okay, they can adjust it here, up and down. You can use swap an option here. You can arrange the columns and save to my user profile. Just check this box and then apply it. So they can customize it. Anything else about this, Kapesh?
I think for this session, you covered pretty good. Unfortunately, I noticed that our salespersons left. They should have stayed all the way with the session, but I'm assuming they have.
No problem. I have recorded the session. That will be a backup for them.
Yeah.
Okay. And
if you can send me the link of.
Yeah, I'm going to send it. I'm going to upload it to an FTP link. I'm going to send you the credentials shortly, Kalpesh, and you can download and make it available on your common server, common folder. People can log in and they can verify.
Right. Now, this will be very helpful for our new hires and new people we are getting on board, or it will be much easier for them to do this process. So this is great.
Okay.
Yeah. We're going to implement everybody, and let's see where it goes from here. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rajesh. And I'll be in touch for the next session.
Right. No problem. Kalpesh, to understand this, whatever we have done, it is not going to take 10 to 15 minutes to understand whatever we have done today. Okay.
Yes.
Very shortly, if you want, I mean, instead of delaying it for Monday, if you want to have a session mid of this week or any time, I'm ready for that for the next session.
Okay.
So we are ready. I mean, it is up to you when you want to schedule it for the next round of this.
I mean, the recorded link, I mean, just send us one so that way, I mean, people can have to watch 2-3 times just to understand the whole basic concept.